Okay, I have a 2006 Chrysler Town & Country here. We're going to be replacing the radiator on this today. I've already got it up onto the ramps and I have my rear tires chalked. So you want to make sure you have your vehicle safely up onto something and your wheels chalked. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is get you a drain pan. I'm going to come under the vehicle and look back up here, and you're going to have a spout back in here behind the radiator. Give me just one second. Okay, and it's like hidden right there behind these cooler lines. So the other way you can do it, so you need to turn that, you'll need to turn it with some pliers or needle nose and get it draining. Another way you can do it is just simply by taking the band off of this hose right over here with pliers. Just remove this band right here and remove the hose, or just move it right here and get it to drain in that way. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is get all the coolant drained out and the coolant poured up. Okay, and now that I've got the coolant drained, I can move on. There's another band right here. It's a screw style clamp, but I've got it loose here, so this will not be totally necessary. We're just going to leave it like that for now and go to work up top. I'm going to be replacing this lower hose as well. My upper hose is already new. Okay, now we're up here. We've got a couple of 10 millimeters here on each side. We're going to go ahead and take those out. Okay, there's those two out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and remove these Phillips screws, the ones that are in here anyway. Go with those out. We should be able to just work this little piece up and out of here. Completely loose, and we'll set that aside. So now we can kind of get in here and see what we're doing. And this radiator is like all crusted up. I don't know if they got stop leak put in there, but in very, very bad condition. So this is, I've also changed the engine out, so this is just going out and being replaced with that. So anyway, I think the next thing we're going to do is get on these 10 millimeters right here. We're going to go ahead and just completely remove both of those bolts. With those bolts out, these will just wiggle right up and off of there. So we're just going to set those aside for now. So now we're making some progress. Okay, this cable just has this little clip. You just push that way and fold that up, and you can pop that cable out of there. We're going to remove this. It's a good idea to make marks so you can get these back in the right spot. We'll take a marker, but we're going to take these two tins out and take this latch, just set it over here out of the way next. Okay, the 10 millimeters are out. We can just set this out of the way. And we'll go ahead and put these bolts back so we're not losing them. Okay, now we have this brace here, and we've got 4 of these 13s that we need to take out. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. And I just put some marks just so I kind of get it back into the same spot. So I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 bolts out. Okay, now we can just lift this piece up and out of the way. Okay, now you can see all the room that we have. We can get to this clamp here easily. We can get to everything we need to get to over here. And the way that we're going to be doing it is lifting it all up. Now I think we do have some fasteners at the bottom that we're going to have to get to, but we're going to be lifting this whole unit up and out of here. This, we can go ahead and detach this for the overflow. Just set that aside. Okay, with the clamp out on the driver's side top, I'm just going to use this big, or we'll usually just can push it off there. If they're really rough, I'll kind of get some spray lubricant or something going under it. Okay, so the hose is off. Now we do have some connections, some wire connections. Those probably should have a locking clip. You have to push that safety lock, red safety lock over, slide it over all the way. These are already missing, so I'm just pulling them off. But they'll have a lock like that. You just slide it over to unlock it. So we got the wires loose. So we're going to see if we're hung up on anything or we're loose here. Okay, my fan doesn't have any bolts on it, so I'm going to see. I'm just going to go ahead and lift it out of here just to clear up some more room. It's supposed to have some bolts up here, but it was just slid in there. So that's going to give me more room anyways to see what's going on here. But it looks like everything's all clear, so I'm just going to lift this straight up and out of here. Now, another thing is that your condenser has got 4 bolts. There's one here and one down at the bottom, which you'd have to go underneath to get the one at the bottom. You can get these from up here, but these have all been removed previously by somebody, so I'm going to have to see about reattaching this because I knew it was supposed to be bolted, but there's like 4 bolts holding that. Okay, I stand corrected. The bottom looks like it may just slide in to these places. The bottom of the radiator slides in, and there's maybe a bolt up top, but these were already missing. They're kind of bent a little bit too. So I'm going to try to get a bolt back into the top and slide it into this bottom part here, back the way that it's supposed to be. But all in all, pretty easy to get this out. Okay, so here's our new radiator. It has the rubber grommets on the bottom and everything. It's already comes with these. I had to put these on, which were really a pain. You see it has those. It's for the, I'm going to go ahead and put the fan on and bolt it down. I don't know that I'm going to bolt the condenser rings. I don't think it's necessary, but there's I put a couple of clips because there wasn't any here or on the old one, so I'm going to see how it goes about lining up. It looks like it's a little bit bent though, so if it's very difficult, I'm not messing with it. But I will slide it into the bottom clips and maybe try to get one in. Really doesn't take much to hold it once it's in there. But here is the radiator, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip this on, and only one is going to go into that, and it's going to slide in to these places here on each side. Okay, so when this all slides on, it's a really snug fit. Now I'm going to find a couple bolts and see if I can't get these to line up over here. So I just took a couple short 10mm bolts and put in there, and it's kind of snug pushing it down. Make sure this is tight. So I'm ready to go ahead and slip it back into the vehicle here. Okay, I've just took and set it back down in there. Really wasn't any problem setting it down in there. And it's setting down on its little rubber grommets. You can verify that from the bottom if you need to. I think that I want to go ahead and reconnect my wires while I'm here at it. It's kind of tight getting your hand in here. Okay, and these don't have the lock, so it'll just have to be what it'll be. Okay. I'm not for sure. Okay, that one's on there good. Okay, so we got our wires on. And I was going to look at this. You see this, I was saying that there's bolts at the bottom. This condenser actually just sets in to those slots down there. You can see that area right there. It just sets into those on both sides. It has those. So we're going to do that. Okay, actually this is made to just snap into there. So you snap that into place and it unsnaps to come out. So there is no screws or anything. It was bent and loose, so I didn't know how it was on there before. I got this side on here, and this one's kind of bent, but this is solid, so I'm not going to worry about that because it's all bent up. I'd have to get another condenser or try to straighten it out. It's probably gotten whacked up here in the front before. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and get our reservoir hose back on here. Hopefully these aren't, this hose may be caked up with stuff too. We have to see about cleaning that out. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this one over here. Go ahead and fasten that. Okay, I'm putting this back on. I put a little mark so I know where to orient this thing. This end's going to go up here. And then we're going to slide this on. And let's go ahead and get our clips back down. I've got that pushed on plenty good. Okay, so there's our new lower hose. I kind of oriented that screw so I could come through with a long extension from the top. Okay, I decided to go ahead and replace this hose because it had a lot of rust and stuff just stuck in there. It's probably stop leak. But anyways, I've since cleaned out this overflow really well, replaced this hose running over to here. So the engine's been replaced, so everything's pretty much been ruled out, all the other hoses, so I just don't want any of this old crud to be going through the system. Hence the reason I'm replacing this radiator. So we've got that. So I think we're going to go ahead and work on getting our brace back in here, and then we will see about getting some coolant in it. And I took some white lithium, and everywhere there's a hole, a threaded hole, I put a little bit of that just so it'll slow down on the rust at least and make them go in a little easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put these 13s back in here, and I'll kind of line it up with my marks. Just kind of line it back up with my marks and go ahead and get my bolts put back into this. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put these little brace back on. Just get those 10 started back in there. Okay, so we got both of those on. We'll go ahead and get our latch back over here. It has a couple of little things there that help hold it there while you get the bolt started. I'm just going to get those 10s started into place there now. Okay, now we just got to get this snapped back into here and push that down. Okay, now we just got to work this piece back up here and underneath this. And then we get those Phillips screws going back in to that part. And then we get the 10 millimeters up here. Okay, I got all my Phillips screws in, so now I'm just going ahead and putting in both of these 10 millimeters, and we'll snug these two down. Now on yours, if they hadn't been lost or removed, you'll have a couple of push pins that go into this piece here that would have to be removed. And also went ahead and got me a new radiator cap as well. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and fill it with coolant, and we'll check for leaks and everything. I'm just using distilled water and the concentrated, and I'm just going to be mixing it half and half. So I'll go like half a jug and then do half a jug of water, and just till I get it filled back up. Okay, that's going to do it on this video on replacing the radiator. Only thing I have left to do is just work the air out and everything. But if you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I invite you to subscribe, and thank you for watching.